but it's not impossible. Right here, sitting before me now, any one of you girls or guys that become the president of the United States. I'll tell you, if you don't watch the news, you don't pay attention to what's going on, but you have an opportunity to be.
Hey everybody, it's Kenita Honesty, aka Your Honest Agent, and I am back with another video. Now I've been doing a lot of history searching to learn a little bit more about the history of Harrisburg. And today we are going to talk about Harrisburg's 8th Ward, aka Bloody Ward. And I'm going to go around and ask a couple of people what their thoughts are, or at least to figure out if they know about the 8th Ward. So stay tuned so that you can learn a little bit more. How familiar are you guys with the 8th Ward?
You know, I just see like the books and everything that they're, I want to say, showcasing now.
What do you guys know about the 8th Ward?
I'm from Harrisburg and I'm not too familiar.
Okay. Are you familiar with Harrisburg's 8th District?
No, I'm not familiar at all whatsoever.
All right, so a little bit of history about the 8th Ward. So from the 1800s to about the 1900s, this area was prominently lived in and owned by African Americans as well as minorities. Now, the problem was when the state capitol building burnt down in the early 1800s, there was a committee that was formed, and they decided, hey, what we're going to do is we're going to beautify this entire area around the capitol. And so what they ended up doing was condemning all of the buildings in the area and told all the residents and the business owners and the churches that you had to go. So a lot of the business owners and owners of the properties sued the government, and then they ended up giving them compensation for their loss. But the problem was with that was in this area, 78% of the people who lived in this area were renters. So of course, what happens to renters? They were all displaced and moved about. So most of the people that were displaced ended up in the Midtown area, and they're now doing studies to figure out where the rest of those people ended up. So I'm sure they ended up everywhere, because where else are you going to go?
Burning us out, and of course, a lot of death, so we were asked to leave. But at the same time, a lot of people don't know that's why we have a hill. Black folks on the hill now. I'm from Harrisburg. I'm originally from Harrisburg, even though I live down Lancaster. This is my hometown. So I get into a thing that when we don't know our history here, it bothers me a lot. Because we got some great black history. So I always try myself, they'll tell you, I always have my titles as something that's dealing with us that this city needs to know about.
Right, right.
And you can't forget your ancestors. How can you forget your ancestors? And the funny part about it is this, there's only one black business left out of 100 years. And it makes sense why that business is still open. You want to know what it is? A funeral home.
Wow.
Yeah, it is still.
Wow.
It's Hooper's Funeral Home. So it's like amazing out of all the businesses that was there, but it makes sense. And that's when people pass it through their family. That's something they got passed through the family. You know, a lot of things, a lot of black businesses was around here. The fathers and mothers had it, and the kids didn't take it out. So when I was growing up, it was a lot of businesses. And I'm giving up my age now. But thank you. But the history was so awesome that somebody has to share. Hey, once again, I'd like to just thank everybody for coming out to New Black Wall Street. It was pretty awesome today. I really have to say it. Great turnout. We had people definitely supporting each other. So did a real good job. But here's the big thing, is that we knew about this area. A lot of folks didn't know about this area, I meant to say. And they got a little bit of education that this is the 8th Ward. This is where the Afro-American blacks used to live and had their ground at. So our ancestors will be proud of us that we did something great here and came back and put a show on. So I'm blessed by the best, because blackness is greatness and greatness is blackness. So it was awesome.
So now we are actually at the spot where they have dedicated a memorial to the 8th Ward. and we are actually located on Walnut Street in between Commonwealth and 4th Street. And this is the monument here. It actually has a map of what the old 8th Ward used to look like, and it also has the names of all the people that lived there. Alright, thank you guys for watching until the end, and I just want to say that I hope you've learned a little bit more about Harrisburg's 8th Ward and a little bit more about Harrisburg's history. Having Mr. Brown do these events and particularly picking this location was very smart, so that way we can learn about our history, so that we can understand our past, so that our future can be more brighter, so that we can have more entrepreneurs and just help one another and come together to continue to build our community. Thank you.